Hello everyone, welcome to Card Design Thursday. So today I'm excited about the card we're going to be making. I'm going to be making a couple Mother's Day cards, and I have one already made up for you. But I'm going to be highlighting the stamp that came in my Stampin' Up! Paper Pumpkin Kit this month. And it's a beautiful stamp. It's called a distinctive stamp, and it looks sort of 3D without having to do anything to it. However, I am going to make it even more 3D. So let me show you what we're going to use. Like I said, I'm going to be using this beautiful stamp from Stampin' Up! And in some of the leaves. I'm going to be using my Victorian Velvet Pink Distressed Ink by Tim Holtz. And I'm going to be using the Olive Grove and one of my Dewdrop inks from Memento. And I'm going to be using some stickles and one of my color pencils and just some little doodads, I call them. Some sequins and stuff to just to fill out the card. And these were gifted to me by Miss Deb Houck, and so I was excited to use them. So let me just go ahead and get started, and then we're going to use our Stamp Perfect. Now what I did was, first of all, I cut my paper, and this is just going to be an A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I cut a pink mat, which is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I also cut another little mat, which is 4 by 5 5/8, I think. I can't remember, but I'll list it below if I can remember it. But it's just an eighth of an inch smaller on each side. And then, first of all, what I did was I stamped out one of my roses in just a black ink so I could see it really well. And then I cut it out. And then I used this as a mask to help me put my leaves and stuff on my flower. And then in the interest of time, I went ahead and stamped and cut out another flower, and I used the Victorian Velvet, and then I cut out another one, but I only cut part of it out. And so we're going to go ahead and start this part now. So this is my card part right here. We can go ahead and put the pink on the back of the card, is the mat. And one reason I like using, well, I love my art glitter glue, but one reason I like using wet glue when I do this, because it always gives me a few seconds of wiggle room, which tape, not so much. Okay, so we can set that aside. And then we're going to take our top layer mat. We're going to put it in our Stamp Perfect. And then we're going to take our stamp, our rose, and it is clean. It's just, I've used it a lot. I've got to get some heavy duty cleaner other than baby wipes to clean it a little bit better. So I am going to go about right here on the card. Just a little bit over to the right. Now I'm using my Stamp Perfect because I'm using distressed ink, and it stamps a little bit lighter, and so I need to go over it a couple of times. So I just thought it'd be better to use this because there's no way I could line it up. So we're just going to stamp that. Now we'll have to say on this stamp, I don't know if all the distinctive stamps are this way, but there's an outside edge to this flower. And if you press too hard on it or get ink on the edges of it, you will get a little ink line, and it's not so pretty. it'll be like an extra line outside here. So that's why, another reason I'm using this, because I just want to get a really good crisp image. And it's just easier for me to do it if I do it like this, and I don't have to worry so much about pressing so hard on it. I'll just keep going over it. So there we go. And that really is a beautiful stamp. I love the way it is. But I'm going to do a little bit of something to it because I don't necessarily like it being all white. But before I do that, I'm going to take my little mask here that I cut out and find out where it lies. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to put my leaves on here. So I'm going to stick one right here. Oops. Now, it doesn't matter if I pick this up. I'm going to lay it back down, but okay. And then I'm going to use my Olive Grove on it. Okay, and that's one. And then we're going to line this one up down here. I'm just going to give this quick wipe so I can lay it down without making a mess. Okay. All right. Now you could certainly tape this, but I just decided not to tape it because I didn't want to mess up the distress ink. I got just a little tiny bit of ink on the edge there, so I'm going to wipe that off. Okay, so now we have our image stamped. Okay, so this is dried for a few minutes. So now what I'm going to do, I don't know if I like it being like white, even though I know it's supposed to be. So what I did was I just took a light pink watercolor pencil, and I'm not going to put water on this, but I'm just barely touching this with the pencil, just faintly, just to take some of this bright whiteness out of it. And excuse me, the pollen is just terrible here. I've got to get up and take me some lemon oil, peppermint and lavender. Okay, so you can barely see it, but it's there. And then I'm going to take my two little ones that I stamped out and fussy cut out earlier and do the same thing. I'm just hitting it with a little color. And because this is lighter than the actual ink on the stamp, it doesn't mess up that 3D effect. But I'm just barely putting a hint of pink on there. Okay, so now we have both of those done. Okay, so now we're going to put this together. And I went ahead and I had Stampin' and fussy cut some of the leaves as well. And we're going to do those first. So we're just going to take a little tiny piece of foam tape. And we're going to tape these up. So basically what I'm doing is decoupaging. But make my own decoupage because obviously, whoops, this didn't come with any. So I'm just going to put a little tiny piece of tape back here and a tiny little piece back here. And we're going to do our leaves first since we're stacking this up. And I'm trying to hold the little stem because so I don't peel it off. Whoops. And I'm just going to follow the curve of where I actually stamp that. I'm just going to lay that on there. There we go. And I did the same for this one, but we're not going to cover the whole leaf up. I mean, so basically what I'm going to do is just cut this one off. Cut the little flowers off of it. I mean the little leaves. Now if you want to, you can add more leaves to it and tuck them in somewhere else. Going to put that right there. Alright. And then I'm going to clip this off so it's not inside the rose. There we go. Now we're going to take our largest one and we're going to put foam tape on it and stick it over the big one, the big flower. And we're going to find a place. Look at the flower and kind of line it up where it belongs. Okay, it goes like this. Okay, we're going to stick that down. And then we're going to cut another little piece. And we're going to stick it on the back of the one that I only cut out. Basically, I cut the middle out. Just cut the middle part out of the flower on this one. And it's very easy to line these up and look for the places that they are. Let's see. It's very dimensional. I love decoupage, but it's hard to find decoupage paper packs here in America. I can get them from the UK, but it's quite expensive to have them shipped. So, I think that looks really pretty. We're going to go back and fine tune some of the things on the card, but first I'm going to add this. Now, let me show you my first one that I did, which this one right here. And I love how that came out. It's really pretty. I haven't done anything on the inside yet. But we're going to glitter it all up and make this one pretty too. But I did it horizontally, and I think I'm going to make this card vertical. So I am going to take, and all this is a piece of scrap of my pink paper, and I just didn't have any ribbon that would match, so I used paper. So we're just going to glue this little strip down the side. About right there. Try to make that even as possible. And if it sticks over a little bit, that's okay. We can cut it off. Okay, now I'm going to take some of these little sequins that I was gifted by Deb, and I'm going to just put a few on the corners down here. Put a couple, one down here, and one up here. Okay. And then, where's my little paper? Now, I had a scrap paper that I was stamping off with this other ink that I had, and you can barely see this, and you might not be able to see it all with the shadow, and I apologize for that. But it has that floral shape in the background, and it's just faint, faint, faint pink. I didn't like that pink for the rose, but I liked it as a background. So we're just going to take that, and we're going to take our little stamping block, and we're going to stamp Happy Mother's Day on it. And I'm going to use the Distress ink. Just going to kind of put that in the middle there. There we go. And while that's drying, I'm also going to go do the edge of it. Just very carefully. Sorry about that. The dogs were excited about something. Okay, so I stamped this on here, and then I ink the edges up, and then I put some foam tape on the back, and we're going to stick that on our card, but instead of sticking it at the bottom, we're going to stick it at the top this time. Half on, whoops, we're going to put it upside right though. Half on this and half off. And we're going to make it straight first. Okay. And then I have some more of these little sequins, and these are kind of iridescent. And I'm just going to put one right there. And I'm going to put a couple at the bottom. And I love these. They have a pink hue to them, and they're just really pretty. So thank you, Deb, for these. Let's see if I find another pink hue one. Now, to me, a rose looks kind of flat. That's our card right there. So what I'm going to do, and you know I'm going to do it, y'all, I'm going to have to put my stickles on there, because I'm a sparkly girl. So I'm just going to go around the edges on the leaf. Actually, before I do this, let's put it on the card base, because I won't be able to show you the card if I don't. Because it will have to dry. Okay, let's make sure we got it the right way, because you know we've all done that before, haven't we? Put the card on wrong. Okay. There we go. There's the card. Now we're going to put stickles on it, and just kind of highlight some of those places. Not everything, but on the leaves, we're going to highlight just the edges of them. And I love these clear stickles. They bring out the color to me. And then we're going to highlight the edge of the roses. And some of the darker places on it. so that they're nice and sparkly. I'll put quite a bit in the center there so it'll stand up. I had thought about putting glossy accents on the rose itself, but my glossy accent turned yellow. I really don't use it that much, but I didn't realize it turned yellow. So I didn't want to take a chance on that. Okay. There we go. Now, I realize you probably cannot see that right now, but it is nice and sparkly. And then what I'm going to do, just to highlight these little sequins a little bit better, I'm just going to put a drop of right in the middle. And I did it on this card as well. And it looks really pretty when it's dry. Okay. So there is our card for today. Mother's Day card. And I just think it's so pretty. It's very simple, but I like that. To me, it's just elegant and simple, and I really love that. And then you can put whatever sentiment you want inside. This is the one that I made. And I just love all the little sparkles in it. It just came out really pretty. And then this is today's card. So, I hope you'll give this a try. And you don't have to use the stamp that I used. You can use any kind of stamp you want. Floral stamp. I do love the distinctive stamp though. And I'm enjoying my paper pumpkin kits. Now, I had planned on showing you the cards that I already made, but I didn't get a chance to do those yet. So, I will show that on a different video. So, thank you for joining me today for Card Design Thursday. And I hope to have one for you next week. And if you've not yet subscribed to my channel and you like my videos, please do so by clicking that little subscribe button right down there. And don't forget to tap the bell so you can be notified each time I upload a new video. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all later. Don't forget about Thursday Night Live tonight at 7:15. Bye-bye.